Welcome to it. It is yet another exclusive episode of Exclusive Interviews. Now, always joined by celebrities from different walks of life. And today we are talking to a man who started off with us from Studio 263, went on to Mr. Bones, and he is also just a well-nominated actor. And from stalking him, I found out that he is into poetry as well. At some point, wanted to be a musician. I'm talking about our very own Tongayi Chirisa, as well as Joe Bangu. He is with us. Actually, you know what? You're going to forgive me for this one because we had to go through it 5 times and we were whispering, yeah? So I'll take the Bangu back.
Retake.
You will forgive me, yeah? You will forgive
Jagu.
me. So that's Joe Jangu. Yes. Okay, so welcome to Exclusive Interviews. And I do hope that you will excuse me and forgive me. And also, I'm going to start with you, Tongayi. So growing up at 8 o'clock, I would have to be, I think it was 8:30. I'd have to be sitting in front of the TV because you would be on TV 8 or 8:30, and it would be 30 minutes before bedtime. So we had to watch Studio 263 very quickly. So that kind of washed away.
8:30. No, studio was at 7 or 7:30. 8 o'clock. That's
something like
news.
that because I had to make it on time. Kuchika kusuka my plates and then quickly make sure we watch and go to bed. So years go on, and then I see on Mr. Bones, and then the whole story now AMC. It is just magic. It is something that is astounding. We are so proud. You know, but do you know Tonga? You know, it's from Zimbabwe. It's from Zimbabwe. Things like that.
Right.
Welcome back home.
Thank you.
Hoping you're here for a while. We would love for you to take us through, being back home, the euphoria. You know, when you're back. Talk to us about that.
No, home is always home. It's always good to be back, just to rest, relax, see old friends, and just reconnect with what you know. It's absolutely necessary and important sometimes because, out there can get a little hectic and you just need to reset. So always have.
So once again, from just stalking you since you came back, did you go straight to Victoria Falls?
No. Ndakambosvika kumusha.
Kumusha, where's Kumusha?
Well, Tineka Farm just off Shamba Road, so spent some time with the family there. And then, we hit the road, went to Vic Falls, went to see the falls themselves, went down the gorge. That was beautiful.
You went down the gorge?
We went down the gorge,
okay. Yeah. that's really some inspiring stuff.
No, it was. Yeah? It was. It's very cathartic. Terrifying, but imagine. Once you see the beauty of one of the 7 wonders of the world, you forget your worries. And, it's just one of those moments where suddenly you just feel like you can take on the world. So it was absolutely needed. And I think every Zimbabwean should actually take a trip down there because it's unlike anything I've ever seen.
Now, I am reliably informed that you are working on a film, something to bring Zimbabwe, the culture, everything like you spoke of, to light. Mm-hmm. Now, I've learned in Harare, especially, to say I am reliably informed because he hands good. So, you and Joe as well working together on the same movie. Is it a Zimbabwean production? Did you come with a different crew? Are you getting the crew from here? Talk to us about the set. Who's going to be in it?
Those sources.
What it is? It's not.
They inflated a little bit. No, we're just
typical of
We've just started. We just got on the ground, so we're doing pre-production. Yeah. So we're just scouting. We're just seeing what's going on. We're meeting the people that the story is based around. Yeah. And, as time goes, we'll definitely announce more and more, but it will be locally shot, local talent. The director, film writer, Jessica Rowlands, she's British, but she's lived here pretty much all her life. And so, she befriended this young man by the name of Tobias Mufuti. He owns a boxing academy in Victoria Falls. And she wants to tell his story, which is really, really beautiful, very inspiring. Just one of those stories that when I read the script, I was just like, I have to be a part of this. Just the storytelling, where it's located, and, a story about hope, survival, forgiveness, and just overcoming the worst adverse situations that one could ever face. So I had to be a part of it. And so now we just kind of like looking forward to getting the structures down, and then we'll come back and make this thing happen.
I'm going to thank you so much for that one. I'm going to take this up with you, Joe. I think with him coming back around and, old friends linking up, I don't know, what would you say about the look that the industry has right now, or not even the look, but what the industry is like right now? I'm talking about the film industry. What would you say it's like right now? And maybe because, your friend is back, what should we look forward from maybe the both of you to say maybe this changed because men like you came into the movement and this such and such happened, even talent search?
Okay, very good question. So for me, it even starts with not even calling it an industry.
Yeah.
I know my big brother Dave doesn't want to hear that, but yeah. I see it as a film community.
Yeah.
It's still small. It's still developing. And I see us as builders who are like digging foundations and trying to lay those bricks to transition it to become an industry.
Yeah.
That's my view at where we're at. But in terms of progress, I think we are at a time where a lot is happening for the positive. Like even with you guys having new TV stations, that's a very big plus for the industry. You know what I mean? It's very good. And even on a structure level, there's a lot happening. There's like a national strategy for film being drafted as we speak, So, and I'm so happy that it's starting from the top and then it'll trickle down. And that in a way will bring in some kind of order and structure to things that will, because film is like an international language. Like film is the same everywhere you go in the world. Like I can work on a set in Zimbabwe, I should be able to work on a set in LA, I should be able to work on a set in London. So it shouldn't be like we're reinventing filmmaking in Zimbabwe. So we're just copying and pasting stuff that's already been done. Like Hollywood is like over 100 years old. They've had teething problems. So we don't have to refigure things out. We just have to see, okay, what's the best model that we can sort of like take and adapt to see it'll work here in Zimbabwe. So in terms of progress, I think we're headed the right direction, and an industry is coming very soon.
I mean, without maybe digressing from how we are making progress, and you said it's not an industry, so as the film community, like you said, I think, Tongayi, maybe you could take this one up. Do you think we maybe as a nation or as a community are ready to then listen to the people who know what's happening out there, the people who've got the take from the 100 years from Hollywood, people like you who then come through and say, okay, fine, you want to do this, but this is how we go about doing it. Do you think we are ready for that listen, I ask? Because from having conversations with people, I've found that maybe that is the problem at Skudok Woods. We want to follow a certain road. And have you seen such? Can we change it? Would you?
Well, we don't have to reinvent the wheel.
Yeah, do we? We don't.
You look at Bollywood, you look at South Africa, you look at Kenya, Ghana, Nigeria, they figured it out. And it's not like they were trying to do things on their own, even though they did formulate their own way of generating money, simply because, like Joe was saying yesterday, they have the masses of people. They're 240 million. Zimbabwe's like, 17? At most 14 million. So if you try to copy what they do, we don't have the numbers for that, but there are certain things that you can look at when you look at Kenyan, how they're doing it, because it doesn't hurt to inquire, and say, okay, this seems similar to ours, so let's do this here. But the most important thing is from a government level, it's the structures, making sure that there is fair play to allow for such things to happen. Because if we don't have that support from the top, it doesn't matter what we try to do here. It will always be seen as something that, in my TV, in my drama, But you got to look at it as a business, because we got a lot of creatives, but how do you structure the industry to make profit? Show business, It's great. We got hundreds and thousands of talented people, but who can actually draft and give you the 5-year, 10-year, 20-year plan,
I think if we talk about that, then I think we'd also just need a lot more time to it if you're going to talk about the financial side that comes to talent and how you can actually make sure it's lucrative for you as a talent. It's a whole different conversation. However, we also want to catch up with you. So we're going to take it down a notch. We want to just, I mean, we know you. When I say we, I'm talking about the 90s babies. I mean, you would agree with me. Studio 263. We want to know what it felt like to then go out there and represent the country and stand by it. Talk to us about what it took you through, the doubt. Obviously, someone said to you, so, how did you pass that? You come across a lot of actors who talk about the doubt or the lack of support that they didn't get. I mean, take us through the whole journey. It's a lot. I can imagine.
Whole journey.
Try.
Well, it started many, many years ago, and I used to go to Mr. Days Guja's office and sit for 1, 2, 3 hours for a whole year, waiting to see if he would hire me to be a part of his productions. And that's pretty much it. The determination to know that when you know that you're good at something, and you just need one person to open the door for you. And so Mr. Guja, like many others, and Walter, the late Walter Mparuta, took me under their wings, even though it took a year. But, I forgive him.
Do you know, I'm majored from a radio family, so when we say someone's name, we say shout out. So we just say shout out to you.
Shout out to Mr. Days.
Yeah.
Shout out.
These are the pioneers. These are the people that, obviously, when they were forging the industry, it was far more difficult, and to establish the roots that they had and the connections that they had so that we could then step in and continue. So we're eternally grateful for our forefathers and foremothers, in the game. But determination, I think if the likes of the Daves didn't forge ahead, there wouldn't be a Tongayi, and so you look at them and you say, okay, I can do this here. There is no plan B, when it comes to being successful. And it's hard work, but you got to have the mental fortitude, number one. The talent is going to be there. Talent is everywhere, but it's what you do with everything else that will determine how successful you become. So, that and God and my faith. So
I was about to go there.
That's central. It's always been. I don't want to be preachy, but that's how it is. It's just, he told me I was going to go to America, and so I went with there's a vision, there's provision. That was my motto for 10 years.
I think we'll take that as a note for this one. Where there is a vision, there is provision. So if you're listening from home, if you're watching from home, that's something to take away. There's always something about motivational talks. So number one, they go on for too long, and then you forget what you want to pick out. And then the other thing is, sometimes it comes from someone who's not in the line that you're trying to follow. So that's why I asked that you speak to the actors out there, the ones that are watching that want that from you. So thank you so much for that one. Then I'm going to come back to you, Joe. You will allow me to use Shona straight for this one. Say something to the people that are watching, the both of you, that you wish someone had told you at a time where you didn't see this pinnacle that you're at right now.
That I wish someone had told me.
Yeah, something that you wish someone had told you. If I'll give you an example. If someone had asked me, if someone had told me when I was maybe 20 that I should just be kinder to myself, life would have just been a lot easier. But it's a bit late.
For me, I think I should have listened to myself more and not doubt myself. Yeah.
So it's listen to yourself more.
Yeah.
I like that. And
Tongayi, trust my gut.
Yeah. Tongayi, what would you be your one takeaway for the one person? I think I should tell you just like, listen, you got 1 second. This is your takeaway. Run with this one.
Troubles don't last long.
True.
They don't. It may look like it, but if you stay the course and you keep waking up every day to do what you know that you can do in your capacity, everything else will work out. So if you have a vision, you know where you're going. Sometimes it'll take you down, take you left, but if your eye's on the prize, it'll swing right back.
Listen, thank you both, but we cannot let you go without asking this part. Now, when I first started radio, my name was Bold Cutter, and then I put it up on social media. So
Bold Cutter?
Yeah, like Simbino Cheka Zimwe.
Wow, okay.
So then I regretted it when I was about 24 because now I was wearing weaves and it wasn't making sense. But Google kept that, so whenever you Google my name, it comes up at the bottom. It's like Bold Cutter. Talk to us about your profiles on Google. So I went down, and yeah, hey, poetry, music. And if you say you can't sing, you can't leave without Kalaino. Even, I'm sure if you started music, but that you wrote something, and you've got to give us something. No. But does you book up a Google? Pakatonzi studied poetry. Because
Got
singing.
to warm up the voice, the la la la.
We can do it for you. Yesterday, I was talking to another musician that taught me how to do the background beat. I've got you there. Sample, yeah, the song.
Joe.
Joe's
Let's
got
go.
you.
I'll shoot it. Andy.
Come on, you've got to give us something. But profile cap. Listen, we'll try and catch up with him, see if he can give us some snippet or something. But thank you so much, Joe Jangu. And you clap for me.
Yeah, well done. But you still didn't get it right. Say it after me. Nja.
Nja.
Gu.
Gu.
Yeah.
Okay,
Now
so
say it, Kawan.
Joe Jagu.
No.
You will forgive me. If it makes you feel better,
Yeah.
my teacher in high school, so my name is Erica, and until I finished grade 12, he would call me Erika. So
No, but I forgive you because Munuese, they can't pronounce my name.
You'd find that in Zimbabwe, and they forget your name is just Wangu. So when we're done,
That's true.
Yeah, when we're done with exclusive interviews,
Wangu,
the story be done. But thank you so much for coming through. I'm gonna say thank you to you, Tongayi, as well. It's been absolutely lovely and edifying as well to catch up with you. Hopefully on social media on one day, Wangu a song. Then we're like, oh, so there's a song. But it's been absolutely lovely hanging out with the actor Tongayi Chirisa as well as Joe Wangu. Yeah, so hopefully it's going to be a good one. I do hope that you've got to have an amazing weekend. It is exclusive interviews right here on ZTN Prime. My name is Erica Ndoro. Have a marvelous evening.